Herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge Let's Play NBA 2K18. Und heute gibt es gar nicht viel mehr zu tun, als einfach ein Spiel zu spielen. Ich gehe vorher noch ins Training, da müsst ihr aber nicht mit. Wir hören uns wie immer in der Halbzeitpause. Also bis gleich.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to the NBA Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Say hello to the folks.
Hey, hello to the folks.
Hey, Shaquille O'Neal is here. Say hey to the folks.
Hey, what up, folks?
The NBA's really rolling along at this point. Tonight, we'll be watching the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Los Angeles Clippers. Los Angeles has to feel pretty happy about their recent play. In case you've been under a rock, they've continued their double-digit winning streak with no signs of slowing. A scary, tough team, and they're in full swing. And for Minnesota fans, after years of waiting, they finally have something to be excited about. The young Timberwolves are on the rise, Jet.
Maybe the best collection of young talent in the league. Possibly.
Could be.
Tremendous athleticism on the wings, excellent low post play, and they're an exciting team.
And you know, they got a very respected head coach in Tom Thibodeau. You know, he will demand the best out of them. Nowhere to go but up, Ernie.
Yeah, well, we could go to courtside. That's another place we could
Is that up?
go. Yeah, it's where Kevin Harlan is.
Well, he
down
must be
there.
up there.
What's going on, boo-boo? It's my sister calling. She knows we're in town. So pick it up, man. She probably misses you. She wants to borrow another $500. Go mind your business and play your game. I got this. Hey, sis.
Well, look at here. Isn't it the new prom king in town?
Carl Anthony Towns. What's up, man? I heard about you.
Man, I heard about you, too.
Yeah, man. You got any advice for a youngin' in the league?
Just don't go in the paint. I'll
Just
be
don't-
there.
Oh, you'll be there?
Don't worry
All
about
right, well, I'm coming for you, bro.
it. You coming? All right.
Yeah, I'm coming for you.
Bet.
Bet.
Make sure you recognize.
I'm gonna meet you down there, bruh.
I'll see you there.
Traffic heading in and out of downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. The setting for our broadcast tonight. Coming to you live on 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporters, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And wouldn't you know it, our good friend KG, Kevin Garnett, has come by to say hello and join us. Kevin, great to see you.
K Hall, what's up, man? How you doing, man?
I'm glad you're here.
It's good to see you, man.
You ready to go?
Oh, I'm always ready. What's up?
All right. It's a single-game return to Minnesota for the Timberwolves as they'll look for a boost from their hometown crowd. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Clippers team. And last year, they were able to take the edge in the series thanks to some clutch play.
Yeah, and this game kicks off a 4-game season series between the two teams.
Two conference foes, guys, looking to take game one tonight. It'll be very interesting to see who can land the first blow.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, you know, sometimes it can be a problem when you have as much talent as the Timberwolves do on their team. And it's a lot of offensive talent as well. So are there enough touches for everybody? Now, Karl Anthony Towns says yes. He says, no matter what, we are all going to eat. There is enough food on the table for all of us. Kevin, this is always a problem for you, but we're going to let you eat first.
All right, G, not a problem. I ordered more than enough for all of us. And KG, 2 decades later, you still look the same. You don't age. You do not.
Listen, I wish I could use the Beyonce. I woke up like this, but actually I woke up like this and worked out some more, and then worked out a little more to look like this.
You look terrific.
You look great too, man. What's your secrets, man?
I'm following you, watching your advice.
Yeah, right. You've been doing this way, man. Ken, what year is this for you, seriously?
Broadcast in the NBA, 20 years, and then 12 years with 2K.
Man, you're a beast, man. You know what I love about 2K, man? They bring the best in for the best.
You
understand, my dude? Straight up,
that's why we've got you. But Kevin, you play this game a lot, don't you? Especially when you were young.
Man, listen, man, 2K is it, bro. There's no other games out here. This is what it is. If you play basketball, if you online, nobody's playing nothing else. This is it.
Yeah.
2K is the cream of the crop. It's the gang. They know what it is. It's lit. They know what it is. Seriously, they gotta do this. They know.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Beverly and Williams are the 1 and the 2. The heart of the team at the 4 and the 5. Griffin and Jordan. And it's Gallinari in at the small forward position. Now Crawford. After Gallinari missed from long range. Towns, a screen on Williams. Crawford outside. Jordan with the rebound. Clippers with the ball. Kevin, one of the biggest moments of your career, the 2008 championship with the Boston Celtics. Talk about the camaraderie among that group of players.
You know, Kev, I can tell right away that we had something special getting together right in September, right before the year started. We started working out together. We started sharing concepts and how we saw the game. Right away, I can tell that the appetite was there. 1 through 15 guys. It's very rare that you're able to get that many guys in that early. As soon as Danny, signed guys, we were in, we were lifting, we was just, around each other, understanding each other, playing a lot. We was playing a lot. Then, fortunately, we was able to go off to Rome that year. Rome was a good distraction for us because we had to lean on one another.
To bond a little bit.
Seriously, because, none of us spoke Italian. If we wanted to go somewhere, we was always 3-4 deep, and no one was asking and no one was telling us to be with each other. We were just naturally being with each other so much that whenever you saw us to the restaurants, 9, 10 of us, that carried over to practice. Then we got 2 teams that are very competitive. Doc's letting us be who we want to be, and he letting us play with passion, and our practices are over the top aggressive, and to the point where it's too competitive to where he has to come in and separates us and, take the balls and cut the lights out and get us out of here, to the point where he just lets us go. Now we start bringing concepts to him. He started trusting our IQs. Now we start putting a couple of things on defense. Thibodeau's in there. He's implementing stuff. When this flow is going like this, you don't know that you're going to win it all, but you know you're on the waves of something special, and that's how that felt.
And Kevin, there was such a whirlwind around your trade to the Celtics from the Timberwolves. What were your thoughts and emotions at that time?
You know what? Being in Minnesota at that time, it was very difficult for me. I didn't necessarily want to leave. I had a goal to bring the city a championship, and I felt like I could do that. Nothing worse than when you have to deal with the reality of change. I'm not the one for change, even though I do know in order to process or progress better, you have to embrace some change. So with the help of my friends from Chauncey Billups, Teron Lou, I sat and I thought through it with those guys who have been through the trade process and talking to me. getting me to understand my options. And once I understood all my options, then I just, it was about what was best for me and my family.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Look at them, they are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. That's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
Muhammad, the pass to Towns. Gibson the screen. 5 to shoot. 14 feet away, and Towns gets it to go. And Kev, you had a voice in where you'd go from Minnesota. How did all that play out?
I sat with my wife, and we all kind of went through it and thought Boston was the best situation. Paul and I had great bones and great history that I don't think the world really knew. We have been knowing each other since 14, 15. I played with each other younger, and I had a chance to play with Cole, but that really didn't go through. A lot of people don't know I had a chance to play with Steve Nash also, but I wanted to play with Stoudemire, and that wasn't the case. So I decided to go to Boston. Ray and I knew each other from South Carolina, and then the Rondo piece was a huge piece for me. I followed the youngster in his first year and just watched his growth a little bit, even though I was in the Western Conference. And then when I got to Boston, I knew they had good pieces like Kendrick Perkins and Tony Allen. I wasn't aware of the big baby piece yet, and then I wasn't sure on the Posey part. And then all of a sudden it started to come together, Eddie House, and then all of this. And
great names.
I mean,
great names.
Just all alphas, all guys able to stand up and speak for themselves and be articulate, and all different facets, and very similar facets of who we are personality-wise. And a lot of people just don't know that team there, I don't think another coach could have coached that team other than Doc Rivers.
Here's Teague. Takes the 3. That shot misses. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. We come back right after this. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his older brother. His dad was his coach, and he credits his brother for inspiring him to work at his craft.
Watching him kind of go through the process of he started to get, recruited by college coaches, and then he, really took his game and became serious about it. And I watched his work ethic, and I watched how he, put the time in, the things he did, and that's kind of where I developed mine.
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, he played, as did Blake, for their dad Tommy in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that and can share those experiences with you. It doesn't hurt to have a dad also who's a pro player either, and also a college coach.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
I think they played great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Exactly. I mean, they've made their presence felt on this end. Excellent job contesting shots so far.
Gorgie Dang is out there with Cole Aldrich. Then it's Jones. Then it's Lawson. And it's Bielitsa in at the 3. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. And KG, talk about how the greats can just impose their will.
It's almost like another level. When you see LeBron, what he did to Detroit in that fourth quarter, that's a blackout. You don't know what you're doing. When you see Cole go for 81, when you see Chauncey come down on a 1, these players are blacking out. These are elite players in elite moments, taking the moment. Paul Pierce is one of the best that I've ever seen grab a moment and savor it and just put it in slow-mo. There's nothing speeding them up.
Special players.
Special players, bro. I get a front row seat of seeing that. Ray Allen, the same thing. Had a great composure about himself to slow himself down and hit pressure shots. Tim Duncan, same thing.
Kevin, over the years, we've seen a number of super teams develop, and in the Warriors' case, it's not the big three, it's the big four. Is this a trend you see continuing? You did it in Boston.
Man, look,
you were the original big three.
It seems like it ain't.
Yeah,
right.
You were the original big three.
You know what? It's like an innovative type of thing, right? I didn't even know that we were doing that. Right, because LeBron come back and do what? LeBron goes to
Miami. He's
Miami
the big
after
three
that,
right down there. Yeah.
And then what? Then it just starts morphing into these different things, right?
KD to Golden State.
Right. Yeah. Oh, man.
What do you think of that?
I think this is pretty much the norm. You know what? Listen, I think KD took a lot of heat for it, but when you really think about what he's doing, is that, I say 20 years from now, when he sits back and he wants to talk to Steph, he wants to talk to Draymond, he's talking to Clay. These are all going to be three greats with him. I'm just talking about those three guys there. But he's playing with three other greats. I'm sorry. If you had a chance to play with three other greats in the prime, Kev, you're going to do that. And if you don't, then something's wrong with you.
Wells, he's checked in for Teodosic. He hits the second from the line. And Kevin, you look at the star players joining up today. At the end of the day, it's about winning.
The game is about winning. More importantly, it's about these bonds that you're able to establish. Those guys are going to be brothers forever. Now, I get the whole OKC, him leaving, right? But this is morphing into something else, and I think that this is going to be part of the norm.
Championships.
It is, man, and that's what you're in this for. You go to build these things. I don't know if I would have done it like that, but I understand it. I get it. He's playing with three other greats that's making the game more efficient for him, and it's working. But, yes, I see this being the norm in the league.
Drains it from beyond the arc. Bielitsa's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Kevin, you were always known as wanting to play and always wanting to practice. You were a gym rat. What did you do when a coach would ask you maybe to take a breather? Let's sit out this game. Let's rest up. Would you welcome that? Would you just say, I'll let you know when I can't go? How would you handle that situation?
You know what? I've always asked the coach to respect the way I get ready for games. I've always asked him to respect the way I approach the game. I've always asked the coach to respect me and my expertise of knowing my body. I'm very, very vocal. Listen, if one person needs rest, and it's me, I know how to raise my hand. I know how to say I need some rest. But, you know, I'm a person who likes to push through a lot of things. I'm a person who understands rest, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm a person who understands that practice makes perfect. And if I can work on something for as long as I can to make something better, because I know at the end when I need it, especially when I used to call it dial up. When I call, I need the answer.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations Tom Thibodeau says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. Great to have you with us, KG, and Lightning Experience. Come back and join us sometime, okay?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it anytime.
You were terrific. You were terrific. You were great.
Ken, you always made me look good, man. Since '95, man. We've been doing this a long time, my dude.
Great to see you.
Thank you, dog.
Always fun to have Kevin Garnett on the set, Clark. You can tell he was in high spirits as usual. You have to respect his continued zeal for the game.
Yeah, he's never lacked for passion or zeal. It's been part of what's made him such a great player, a Hall of Famer in the future. And I don't think that's ever going away. I mean, he's really a kid at heart, and he played the game that way, which was a pleasure to watch. And, man, it's been really cool seeing him do what he did as an NBA player and actually giving back to some of the younger guys that are coming up in the league now.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is. He's not shooting a high percentage right now, and part of the reason could be that his shot quality is poor, and he's just got to be a little smarter about his shots.
Launches it. Reed pitch to Hill. Takes a three. Up in time. No good on that last second attempt there.
And that's Jang affecting the shot. Nice timing defensively. This guy's a well-rounded player in my mind.
And we've reached halftime in this one. Los Angeles on top, leading by 9. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Ja, zu David geben wir auch gleich erstmal noch kurz die Halbzeitanalyse. Übrigens, mir kommt so ein bisschen vor, als würde das Spiel auch ein bisschen laggen. Ich glaube, ich muss jetzt nach dem Spiel mal neu starten. Irgendwas stimmt da nicht. Wo kommt eigentlich diese Musik her? Ach so, ja, während meiner Nicht-Spielzeit habe ich tatsächlich die NBA 2K18 App offen, ne? Und spiele parallel. Man muss ja die Zeit sinnvoll nutzen und VCs farmen. Nee, zu meiner Einsatzzeit, ich denke, ich habe es ganz gut gemacht. Ein Rebound, ein Assist, ein Steal. Richtig gute Marge, dürfte auch ein paar VCs geben. Es waren auch einige gute Pässe dabei, die Zone war gut besetzt. Also ich bin eigentlich ganz zufrieden. Ja, Führung haben wir eine knappe, aber das Spiel ist noch nicht entschieden. Werden wir in der zweiten Halbzeit sehen, wie sich es weiterentwickelt, und dann gehen wir mal ab an die Sideline zu David Aldridge. David, bitte.
Thank you very much. Lou, in the first half, your offense was clicking. What was the difference getting off to a hot start?
I think we play with a lot of energy, the ball swinging around. They're using a lot of help side defense. We're just taking advantage of it.
And really breaking them down. Thanks, Lou. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. The second half about to start here in just a few moments. You have to like what we're seeing, guys, from Montrezl Harrell.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination, strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Gallinari, the 3 with Griffin at the 4. Everly and Williams are the 1 and the 2. And it's Jordan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Yet another way Griffin beats you. Great body control going up over the top.
Clark, when you were playing, what was your game day routine like?
Well, it was simple. I didn't complicate things, Kevin. I tried to get a good meal, was just beginning to learn how to eat properly and best for my body. And then I would always try to get an hour to 2 hour pregame nap. That goes all the way back to high school. I enjoyed just getting off my feet. Sometimes I would fall asleep completely. Other times I would just kind of drift into a light sleep. But just having that routine of resting before games was part of how I got ready to try to serve the other guys up.
First trip to the line for him here. Free throw drops for Griffin.
You know, the last few seasons, the Timberwolves assembled a terrific young core. Now they're ready, I think, to take that next step forward, adding veterans like Butler, Teague, and Gibson. I think they're ready to win right now.
Griffin hits them both. For the Wolves in their breakout season everyone was waiting for, the pressure is felt by the team. It's just hard to pick out when a group of young players, Clark, is going to put it all together.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but that Western Conference about as stacked as it's ever been, Kevin. But you know what? I think the Wolves are primed and ready to be contenders.
Clippers leading by 11. Gallinari outside. Jordan the screen. And Gallinari kicks to Griffin. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. Griffin's got 10.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
Dishes it to Towns. Over over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. From about 16, Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And Griffin scores, the assist by Williams. And that's 12 points for Blake Griffin.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
T kicks to Towns. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Karl Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And any lob to Jordan is about as sure a thing as you can get. So athletic for a big with tremendous hands, and big fella knows how to get in prime position for those alley-oop feeds.
Here's Crawford following the basket by DeAndre Jordan.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And you know, Greg, it's hard to ask for much more than that because they're getting to their spots and they're knocking down the shots.
Now here's Griffin. Gets a hand on it. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Teague dishes to Gibson. Crawford outside. Back to Gibson. And that time, also a missed shot.
Yeah, they just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah, they can't find anything. They're lost right now. Everything working against them.
Oh, great ball movement there.
1:07 left here in the third quarter. Crawford kicks to Towns. Teague sets a screen for Towns. Towns a screen on Rivers. Crawford drives in over Rivers. It's on target from the high post. Crawford's got his first points in this one. Here now the Clippers. They're on a 15-4 run. Here's Griffin. Again, Griffin missing.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Los Angeles leading by 20. Pass to Teodosic. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Griffin sets the screen for Gallinari. Jordan the screen. Goes up the baseline. Kept alive. The dish now to Gallinari. A floater, so he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Los Angeles shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game. That free throw good from Gallinari, so it's both teams making substitutions here. Gallinari hits them both. Lawson outside. Towns. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Blake Griffin getting it done for the LA Clippers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Come on, man. Let's get that lead. Got to get the ball moving. Get the ball moving.
Tom Thibodeau pushing his guys, wants to see a higher level of activity on offense.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a position to make a move right now. Coach feels that'll come through unselfish play, not hero ball.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Down low, it's Jang and Towns. Jones is out there with Lawson, and it's Bielitsa in at the small forward. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Clark, if you were coaching a team, you had one shot to win a game on the line, which player in the league would you want to take that shot?
I like a lot of guys for last shot circumstances. LeBron James is always on my list. Kyrie Irving is at the top of my list. Damian Lillard is a killer. Isaiah Thomas, the little big man, is phenomenal in those kind of late game situations. But I think I'm going to tip my hat to Kyrie Irving. Uncle Drew is my guy. Now, that's superb defense in low. I mean, they played it well. It's not easy trying to alter these shots without fouling the shooter, and that's a good job of doing both.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk.
Guys, I tell you, there are assists, and then there are delicious dimes. This was the latter.
He can't get it to go. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Beverly, the pass to Rivers. Jordan sets the pick for Rivers. Tries again, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first one falls, and we just had one of the closer MVP races in recent memory. Clark, do you define the MVP as a player with the most impressive stats, or the best player on the best team, or somewhere in between?
Kevin, to me, the MVP is an individual award. Clearly, we play a team game in the NBA, and a team's performance is part of that, but it's a small part of it to me. An MVP performance is one that not only has consistent high-level statistical production, influences winning at a good rate, but also stands out in the magnitude of the moments this player has over the course of the season. Those two things drive the needle for me as an MVP voter if I had such a vote.
DJ dishes to Decker. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Reed kicks to Decker. The feed now to DJ. Passes to Decker. Clock at 6. Here's Wells. Releases from the wing and drills it.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now here's Jones. There's Brown with the 3. It's good from long range.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big time mistake.
Decker with it. He's covered by Brown. DJ passes to Wells. Decker dishes to DJ. Out to the right wing. The shot by Wells, no good. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And Clark, we know that players are evaluated in a historical perspective, largely by how many rings they have. Do you think that's a fair way to evaluate things?
I don't think you can solely evaluate an individual player in a team sport by the number of rings he's been able to win. Clearly, it can be part of the criteria, especially if you're talking about great players who have had similar careers. It can be a differentiator. But to me, it doesn't necessarily carry the weight that some people like to give it in evaluating players. Individual performance over time is what to me marks the hallmark of a player worthy of Hall of Fame consideration or being talked about being one of the greats in the game.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. Following the three-point attempt by DJ. Wells with the steal.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Clippers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Blake Griffin.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in. And the Clippers are known as a high-wire act, and rightfully so with their stars. This team is also one that can at times lock it down defensively. I don't think they get enough credit for what they do on that side of the ball.
Now here's Lawson. Shot clock at 5. A floater. Aldridge. Rebound by Harrell. It's been all Clippers. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. DJ kicks to Harrell. Feeds to Reed. No good off the front iron.
And sometimes, you know, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
Here's Brown. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Brown. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. There's 18 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Well, for the Clippers, they can just run out the clock. Pass to Teodosic. DJ kicks to Decker. There's the pass to Teodosic. Fires the 3. Doesn't go that time. So the Clippers winning this one easily. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game.
Also ich muss sagen, bisher definitiv bestes Spiel von mir im Verlauf meiner Karriere. Das sind auch ordentlich Punkte, die es da gibt. Und ja, war wirklich ein gutes Spiel, kann man nicht anders sagen. Gibt auch diesmal schön viele VCs. Und ich bin wirklich sehr zufrieden. Also ein Assist, ein Rebound, ein Steal. B+ Gesamtwertung.
Hey, to be honest with you, I do feel a little bad though.
Oh, don't do that. Never show or feel any empathy for your opponent.
Man, how can you not feel some kind of way after what we just did to him? We destroyed him, bro. We vaporized him. There's like ashes on the floor. I felt like I was watching a beatdown compilation video on YouTube, man.
Hey, great win tonight, guys. Look, I don't expect every shot to go in the same way every night, but if we play every game with that energy and we execute as a team, we can play anybody on any given day. Anybody, any team, I'm saying. Great win, guys. Great win.
Well, he said, Coach, we beat that team down, baby.
Und vor allem habe ich diesmal deutlich mehr Einsatzzeit gehabt. Zumindest kam es mir so vor, muss ich sagen. Also ich bin wirklich zufrieden mit meiner Leistung. Mehr kann man dazu nicht sagen. Wenn euch das Video gefallen hat, dann lasst einen Daumen hoch da. Ihr dürft auch sehr, sehr gerne kommentieren. Und wenn ihr es noch nicht abonniert habt, dann abonniert uns doch einfach. Aber vergesst nicht, die kleine Glocke neben dem Abonnieren-Button zu drücken, denn nur dann verpasst ihr keines mehr unserer Videos, die wirklich täglich erscheinen, jeden Tag um 18 Uhr. Ja, momentan NBA 2K18. Wenn euch NBA 2K17 interessiert, da gibt es die Playlist in der Videobeschreibung. Könnt ihr mal draufklicken, da könnt ihr euch nochmal angucken, was letztes Jahr so los war. Außerdem findet ihr in der Videobeschreibung auch noch einen Link, wo ihr NBA 2K18 sehr, sehr günstig kaufen könnt. So, genug Werbung gemacht. Jetzt bleibt mir noch mich zu verabschieden. Im Abspann könnt ihr jetzt auf die linke Seite des Bildschirms klicken für Tipps auf dem Kanal, auf die rechte Seite des Bildschirms klicken für die komplette Playlist NBA 2K18 in der Mitte. Da könnt ihr uns abonnieren und damit sage ich Tschüss und macht's gut. Bis morgen.